Wow, praise the Lord and thank you so much. Once again, this is Apostle Patrick Mureithi Nyaga. The show today is live. I promised you that I'll be coming live once in a while and I'll be asking a guest to join me in this story. Do you remember a story I gave you one time? Maybe let me repeat it before I get to tell you what more. There's a story I told you of this man, of these boys, me included. We were debating over a certain tree, whether it is an orange tree or a mango tree. And of course, remember how, it's an orange tree or a lemon tree. And after debate, we were a team of two. Those who are for it is a mango, it's an orange, and those who are for it is a lemon tree. Finally, an old man was passing by, and he said, "Hey, Mzee, tell us, is this a mango tree or is it a lemon tree, sorry, or is it an orange tree?" The man did not even answer. He kept on going. So he followed him. He said, "You did not tell us. Is it a lemon tree or is it an orange tree?" Do you know what he said? Ngoja izae. In other words, fruits will never lie. Today, I am with a man here. His fruits never lies. This man is an excellent leader. I have served with him. I know him. I have hosted him in many shows, and today he is on this show. Why? Because this is the original, the mother of all shows. And I want to tell you the truth. If you can just sit there, get a book and a paper, and a pen, because we are going to write notes. This man is a walking library, an institution. He tells everything without reservation, and believe you me, after this, you'll be calling me and telling me, indeed, he has ministered to me. My guest today is Pastor Eric Koitani. And Pastor Eric, I want you to know that you are most welcome.
Thank you
in this
so
show,
much.
we call it Apostle Patrick Mureithi Nyaga story. We just come and talk about stories. In Africa, without a story, you are not an African. So
true.
welcome. Today,
you,
we'll be talking about leadership versus management. And I know for you, I don't have to tell you anything else. Just roll in the engine.
Thank you so much, Apostle, for having me, and good morning. Is it good morning?
Yeah, it's good morning actually.
Good
and
morning.
Of course, some places it's good night.
Good night. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, viewers from all over the world. I'm excited to be here in this show, and we are looking forward to having an engaging show with insight into issues of leadership and management.
Yeah, when people hear leadership and others hear management, they think it's one at the same time. What is the difference between a manager
And a leader.
and a leader? Leadership and management. What's the difference?
I think there is a very big confusion when you talk about leadership or talk about management. In fact, some people use the two words interchangeably because of lack of understanding. Leadership is a separate discipline from management because their functions are different. So we will try as much as possible to help our viewers understand. I think the reason why there's so much confusion is because leadership management has developed longer than leadership.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
management has been there with us for a very long time as a discipline, but leadership has been there from the very beginning. But it has never been developed much, maybe in the recent years, because even as we speak now, you still find authors dealing with the definitions.
Yeah.
Because it's something that has not been developed over a long time.
Yeah.
I think we started with management, and then we realized that management cannot solve all our problems. So let me begin with the definitions.
Yes.
And I will look at 2, 3, or 4 different definitions so that we understand where the dividing line between leadership and management is. Management deals with maintenance of systems and processes.
Maintenance of system and processes. That is management.
That is management.
They have to be there first.
They have to be there first.
Okay.
And it's important to mention this now, is that leadership comes before management.
Wow.
Before you manage, you have to lead.
Wow.
Because management focuses simply on maintenance on systems and processes that have been put in place.
Wow.
Yeah. And leadership concerns itself with the change mostly, handling change, leadership of change processes. That is what leadership involves itself a lot with. And I think another definition that can help us is that management deals mostly with efficiency.
Wow.
And efficiency is about things, not about people.
Efficiency is about
Things, not people.
So, okay.
Leadership deals with effectiveness.
Wow.
When you are handling people, you don't want to make people efficient. You want to make them effective.
Wow. Efficiency versus effectiveness.
Yes.
Wow.
Efficiency, this is what efficiency is. If, for example, we have a shoe factory, we want to know which sizes to make. We want to know the colors. We want to know the design.
Yeah.
So the work of management is to ensure even the quantities that are being produced. So we say in this month we need to produce 2,000 pairs of size 8 or size 42. So the manager is to ensure that those shoes are made to specification.
Wow.
And within time. That is management.
Wow.
They are to ensure that the people who produce those shoes are well remunerated. They come to work, and when they need to rest, they get good rest. They're given lunch to ensure that they are efficient in production of shoes.
That is a manager.
That is a manager.
You know, when you talk like that,
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody is now trying to fix himself. Am I a manager or am I
Or a leader?
And I agree with you when you say management has been propagated for a long time.
A long time.
Because when you hear people say he is a good leader because he manages people well. You know, you hear, eh?
Yeah.
It's like a young man who was telling me of this man who looks at them and he says, "You are not my friends, my friend."
You're not my friends, my friend.
Yeah. So you can imagine, you're saying you are not my friend, and he is calling you
My friend.
My friend. In other words, he had to use the word friend, whether it is in the right position or not. Yeah, you are not my friend.
My friend.
My friend. Yeah.
That is funny.
So that there are people who say, as you are putting it, I'm a manager.
Because I'm a leader because I
I'm a
manage.
manager. Yeah. Wow.
So
That's
yeah.
good. And of course, as I said, please, what you need to do is just go to Apostle Patrick Mureithi Nyaga. That's where we are. And if you have a question as we continue, please ask. Remember, this show is only a show because of you. And so if you have a question, please ask. I am here to make sure that this man answers. And then I have Joshua Mother saying, leadership deals with effectiveness, management deals with efficiency.
True.
Watu wameamuka.
True.
Watu wameamuka.
So leadership, what leadership deals with, we were using the example of a shoe factory. The leader will get into the shoe factory and say, we are not supposed to make shoes.
Yeah.
We are supposed to make trousers.
Vita.
That is leadership now.
Vita. Kumeingia vita.
Yes.
I mean, how can you touch? This is what I know. I mean, I wake up to make sure that the shoes are made.
Right.
Number 8 to be precise.
Yes.
I wake up to employ people to see that they are doing the right thing. Is it the right thing?
Yes. No, to doing things right.
Doing things right.
Yes.
And I have people to pay here.
Right.
I have salaries to pay.
Right.
And then you are coming here to say, no, we should not make shoes. Vita.
That is why leadership is not easy.
Wow.
And it requires somebody who has a balcony view of the organization.
Yes.
You see when you are driving a bus, you see things that the passengers do not see.
Yeah.
You know where the potholes are. You know where you can see a corner from 200 meters away. Somebody in the back seat cannot see.
Wow.
So let's say that the passengers is the management.
Or the tout.
Or the tout is the management.
Yeah.
But the driver is the leader. He scans the horizon to know where the vehicle needs to follow. Sometimes you hear passengers in a matatu or in a bus complaining, which route have you used? He has scanned the horizon.
Wow.
He knows which route they're that is leadership now.
That
the
is leadership.
manager is focused on ensuring that things are...
People have paid.
People have paid.
And the people are right at the right place.
Yeah, people have paid.
Yeah.
The change has been given back
Yeah.
to the passengers and stuff like that.
Come to think about that, that's a very perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Because drivers don't concern themselves with who is paying,
No.
who is making noise there.
No.
They focus on where they are going.
Yes, the destination.
Wow, the destination.
And let us call it vision. So the destination, let us call it vision, because that
Yes.
is what it is.
Yes,
Leaders
yes.
are focused with vision. So he scans, you see, he defines the reality.
Yeah.
You see, one of the first responsibilities of leadership is to define reality. So he defines the reality. Why are we here, and why are we doing what we are doing? Are we not supposed to do something that is better than this? So management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right thing.
Did you hear that? I think I want to repeat it to the person on this and listening to this. Let me amplify your voice.
Yes.
That management is doing the right
Things right. Right.
But leadership is doing
The right
thing.
Yes.
So there are people who are doing things right,
Yes.
wrong things right. Yeah, they are doing wrong things
They are efficient in doing the wrong thing,
Wow. Wow.
but they are not effective.
That's very powerful. That's very powerful.
Let me give another analogy. We are supposed to climb. We have seen a ladder, and everybody's climbing the ladder to go on top of the roof. Management is concerned how strong is the ladder,
Wow.
what kind of weight can it carry, and is there a jam as people climb up? So we ensure that there is not snarl up as people go up the ladder. The leader comes and says, this ladder is leaning on the wrong wall. Let us remove it. This is not the wall we should climb. Managers are only concerned people climb.
And,
And
the
there is no
weight,
traffic.
the categories and all that.
Right? Is it strong enough? Is it well maintained? Is it cleaned? Is the ladder brought there early in the morning? But they are not concerned whether the wall where that ladder is leaning is the right wall. That is the work of leadership.
I told you what you need is a book and a pen. But thank God, you can still come back to the show and listen and hear, you know, and what a blessing. Let me hear. Brian Musyoki, leadership is you scan the horizon. Powerful. You don't just start without scanning. That's very powerful. And then Kumbuko says leaders focus on vision. Amazing. Yeah. Not just, you know, going around there. Joshua says management is doing things right. Leadership is doing
The right
thing.
Yes.
That's very powerful. Eh? Right thing and the right thing.
Right, things right and the right thing.
Wow. Do you know when you say that, I'm just thinking of how you can interchange a word and
And make it so
and I
powerful.
think you are right.
Yes.
It's like somebody says you are useless and another one says you have less use.
Totally different
Yeah,
meaning.
but it's just changing, starting with the less,
Yeah.
and the other one is finishing with the less. Wow. Let's move on, man of God.
So like takes, for example, a setup like a church. If the pastor has a management mindset or a management paradigm, he will be focused a lot on maintenance. Our members, we must ensure that these members are comfortable. They are not going to jump ship to another church. How do we make them happy? But he's not concerned, where am I taking them?
Yeah.
If these are the members that God has given to me and I'm their leader, where am I taking them? Okay, I'm driving the bus, but where am I going?
Yeah.
So that is leadership.
Yes.
You should not just be interested in doing things right, but doing the right thing.
Wow.
The question of leadership should be, what is my reality?
You know, I'm just thinking,
Yes.
before even go very far.
Yeah.
I'm still back in the analogy of a bus driver,
Right.
the manager, and the leader.
Right.
The leader is sure that you get there.
Right. And he knows which
He
route
knows
to
where
take.
we are going.
Right.
That even if the bus broke down, he still get there. Whether they will come out and walk, but the destination is the real thing.
Yes.
But the manager is thinking about this vehicle being efficient, being in good condition
Right.
and taking us
Taking us, and the passengers are comfortable.
things versus people.
Yes.
Focus,
Focus.
the vision.
Yes.
This is very amazing.
And leadership is not about now. The leader must be able to understand the operating environment, the external world.
Wow.
See, management is mostly inward focused. What are we doing inside the organization? But a leader is focused on the outside because he must be able to see the organization from a different position. He should not be so much immersed in the organization that he becomes part of the system. He should work on the system and not within the system.
Wow.
See, for example, when you want to leave here to go to Karen, what is the first thing you do in your mind? You plan your route. Which route am I going to take from here?
Yes.
You don't just leave and say we are going to Karen.
If you need to Google traffic,
Yes, you
where-
Google, you find the best roads where there's traffic. So already you've seen Karen before you begin.
Yeah.
So leaders see the destination before they begin to take people there.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
A manager may not know where people are going, but he's busy ensuring people are comfortable.
Get in the vehicle, sit down,
Sit down.
tighten your belts.
Can we give you drinks? Are you okay?
Wow. Wow.
But the leader, by the time is leaving for the destination, he knows where he's taking people. So he begins with the end in mind.
And you know, man of God, now I think
Yeah,
with this kind of understanding,
right,
you know, sometimes even in spiritual circles,
right.
we major so much on the, due to lack of better ones, we just group people on just spiritual gifts. But even in the spiritual gifts, you can tell which gift is more managerial and which one is more on leadership.
That is true.
And I think when you find even leaders, like a church where the leader is a leader, I'm also using my friend, or let me say the pastor is
Yes,
a leader.
is a leader.
And the pastor is a manager.
Right.
You can tell. And when you try to bring leadership aspects, sometimes the manager may not understand.
You hit a brick
You
wall.
are telling us to build a 2,000-seater church.
Right.
And we are 220 or
We are 30
200.
people.
Yeah. Where will money come from?
Where are the people going to
Where are
come
the people coming from? But the leader sees the people.
from? Yes.
He can already see it packed.
Yes.
Wow.
He sees the destination before he begins.
So really some of the problems we see in church is there is no devil in it.
Lack of leadership is a major problem in our churches. Yeah, because one, we don't know how to come up with vision and how to cast vision, because vision is now the destination where the bus is going. Then what is our destination and how do we get there? Those are functions of leadership.
Wow.
So the one major challenge that we have in our churches is a lack of leadership skills, because leadership has its own skills and functions that are different from management.
You know, when I talk to my leaders, sometimes I realize I can also be very frustrating leading people. I mean, I can frustrate people.
Right.
So one time, after looking into my life, I think I was able to analyze this way. I see myself as a hunter. I have my arrows. My work is to look for this animal to hunt. And then once I hunt that one, I start thinking of another. So I was telling my leaders, I need the people who can skin
Who can skin this
and
one
they can it
and distribute.
and they dry the skin.
Yes.
But now when they wait for me, they tell me, no, 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 you cannot go after another
Until
before we
we are
skin
done with
this
this
and
one.
they can't and they all that. I get very frustrated.
They want you to sit down and manage.
They want us to manage this. So I tell them, for me, I want to go for another. So now I see why sometimes frustrations come in.
It is frustrating. That is why it's important for leaders to raise leaders who can see where you are seeing and who sometimes can even see better than you do.
Wow.
Because part of the responsibility of leaders is to raise future leaders.
Wow.
You need to multiply yourself as a leader.
Let's hear what we have to say. Yes, Pastor Nahashon Macharia says, one role of leadership is to define reality. That's very powerful.
Very, very powerful.
And then Andy says, what comes first, leadership or management?
Leadership.
He has answered. You already said.
You
what
lead
should come
first, you manage second.
You lead. Then second is management. So leadership comes first. And then Jesse says, quick question. Can someone be a leader and not have the qualities of a manager? And can we have a leader who is more of a manager?
Very good question. Very, very good question.
My friend.
One, you can be a very good manager without being a good leader.
Wow.
Very, very competent manager. And most of our organizations are full of managers. But there are very few true leaders in our organizations, especially our corporate organizations. Yeah, the companies that we see in the NSE and stuff like that.
Yes.
Most of them are full of managers, but they lack leader. Most of them are not leaders. For you to be a good leader, you need to understand management.
Wow.
Yeah, you need to understand how management works. What are the functions of management? Because without understanding that, you may delve yourself into management initiatives, management functions, and you stop leading.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's important for you as a leader to understand what management does and what leadership does.
So in other words,
Yeah.
you are supposed to have managerial understanding. You need to
Right,
understand.
right. You need to
because
understand.
again,
Yeah.
what will you lead if you can't understand what needs to be done with what you are leading?
Yes, you
Wow.
need to know what needs to be done.
Well, boy, thank you. I'm happy to know that Dallas is awake. He says, what are some of the functions of leadership?
Leadership has 5 major functions. 5 major.
Please listen to this.
You
5.
can break it down even into 25 or even 30, but 5 major functions of leadership. The number 1 function of a leader or of leadership is to model the way.
Let me see whether, if you are listening, and I want to see that you are really following, I want you to do this. As he mentions, just type it down there so that I can tell we are together. So number 1 leadership function is to model the
To
way.
model the way. A leader is a role model to the people that you lead.
Wow.
And what are you modeling? You model values. First of all, you clarify the values that you stand for and the values that the organization stands for. Number 1, clarify the values. Then number 2, you set, this is still under modeling, then you set an example to the people that you lead by aligning these values to actions. You align the values that you hold dear and you believe in to your actions. For example, let me give an example in the family. You are a father and you want your children not to talk while eating. You will model that by keeping quiet when you are eating. That is modeling.
Wow.
So that is a very important function of leadership. What are the values? What is the institutional value framework for the company or for the organization? What are our value system? Then you model it by taking some actions that reinforce and show people that we really believe in these values.
So first one is a leader must model.
Must model.
Yeah.
You must model values, the practices that you want. If, for example, in church you want people to come early, you say all the workers in church should come by 6 a.m. for intercessory prayers. the leader must be there before everybody else. You are modeling that particular thing that you want people to follow. If, for example, you want people to be givers in church, they must see you modeling giving. Tithing, they must see you tithe. You are leaders who people look up to must be seen tithing. Sometimes they may not see you because you tithe somewhere else. But the leaders who follow you, your assistants, they must see them tithing. They must see them giving offering.
Yeah.
If you're raising funds to do a project, the leaders must be at the front. So that is modeling.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it reminded me of a photo somewhere I saw of this group of people who are ahead, a group, quite ahead, moving very fast.
Yeah.
And then there was another man alone, walking very fast, catching up. So he was asked, where are you going? Then he said, you see those people?
Yeah.
I am their leader. I'm catching up. You can't model from behind.
You can't model from behind.
I can see. Thank you, Justin Rubida. This must be from Zambia, I imagine. And he says, good morning, Apostle. Yes, good morning. That Jesse says, function of a leader, one is model the way. Thank you, Amboy, to model the way, model values, set examples. Tuko pamoja. Number two.
Number two function of leadership is to inspire shared vision.
Inspire shared vision.
Yes. The word shared is very important there.
You must have shared it.
It must be shared.
It must be known.
It must be known. They must believe in it. And when followers connect to a leader, the first thing that they usually do, they buy into the leader, then they buy into the vision. So without a vision, you may lose some of your followers on the way.
Wow.
So vision is very important. One, you must envision the future, because vision is about the future.
So share the vision.
Yes. First of all, envision the future by imagining some exciting possibilities in the future. For example, you can say this church is going to be a 10,000 seater church. That is about the future. It's not now.
Yeah.
But it is an exciting opportunity. So first of all, you envision. Then secondly, you enlist your followers to a common vision. This vision that you have envisioned, you enlist people into it.
Wow.
So that it is shared. So that if you go to an organization, if that vision is shared, you can pick any member from the organization and ask them what the vision of the organization is, and you'll see the passion they have in explaining it.
Yeah.
Because it is shared. Most of our organizations, you have the vision is only known by the leader. The rest do not know it. So it is not shared.
Yeah, some say our vision is John 3:16.
John 3:16.
Yeah. That's our vision.
That is not even a destination. That is what that is mission. That is what you do now.
Wow. Yeah, thank you, Mary Mwangi. Says function of leadership to model the way, clarify values, align them to actions. Number two has been said. Now we are in number three. Let's move on.
Number three function of leadership is to challenge the process. What does that mean? You need to seek for opportunities to change, to improve, and to grow. A leader is always interested in improving and growing.
Wow.
They're never comfortable where they are.
Wow. Wow.
So you find a leader being able to transform a company from good to great. They don't rest on their laurels. They always want to be better.
Yes.
You see, good is always the enemy of the best. So they know when good is not good for them, they want the best. So that is function of leadership. Then leaders must take, in ensuring that they perform that function, they must take risks.
So that's the fourth one.
No, still on the third.
On the...
Yeah, on challenging the process. They look for opportunities, and then they take risk and they experiment to ensure that the organizations that they lead are growing, are improving, are getting better.
But men of God, let me tell you.
Yeah.
People don't like risking.
They don't.
Risking. Not many people risk. You try and tell people to risk, even the least. Do you know even tithing, people see it as a big risk. When you take that 10%, what will you do? What will you do without it? Yeah. People don't love risking.
They don't.
But
they
I
don't.
think it's also good to say
Yeah.
that a leader who cannot risk anybody who cannot risk is
Yeah.
not a leader.
He's not a leader. Because where you want to go, you've never been there
You've
before.
never been there, you don't know the place.
You don't know the place. You may even be chancing on the route of getting there. Because there's no map to tell you that if you take this route, you will reach your destination.
That's why we need to lead on.
So you need to risk, you need to experiment at times, but calculated experiments, calculated risks. Don't just risk and lose people on the way.
Yeah.
You must take time and think about the risks that you take.
Calculated risk.
Yes, you must have the interest of the organization and the people at heart,
Wow.
not your own interest. You see, when you step into the shoes of leadership, you lose the right to think about yourself. You must think for what is best for the people and what is best for the organization.
It is not just about
It is not about you. That is why the last time I was saying that in our political scene, we don't have leaders because they're
Yeah.
focused on themselves.
You know, that's something I'll be asking you.
Yeah,
Of 4 presidents,
Yeah.
5 now.
yeah.
Just to look at it,
All right.
we'll analyze a bit about
right,
them.
right.
But let's first finish the.
So that is challenging the process. Number 4 is enabling others to act. It's work of leadership to enable those who are following him to be able to work for the vision. And how does he do this? 1, by fostering collaboration. You must build an atmosphere of collaboration so that people are able to work together, co-own problems, and have interactive communication to be able to push the organization to the next level. That is work of leadership, to ensure how person A and person D and person Z can be focused on the vision. That is part of leadership work.
So it must create an environment where
Yes,
the vision can be actualized.
can be actualized.
So it is really the work of that leader.
It is the work of leadership to ensure that people are motivated and they are collaborating to
Wow.
ensure that that
Wow.
vision
Wow.
is actualized. Part of the other things that he should be able to do to ensure that people are enabled to act is to share power.
Share power.
Leaders should be able to share power.
Aye, man of God. When you talk about that,
Yeah.
and you know Kenya and the Nusu Mukate, what do you mean? What? I know a
Sharing
Kenyan-
power in the political parlance is a bit different.
That's what we want to hear. We want to see this power shared.
You see, when you are raising leaders as a leader,
Yeah,
you must empower them.
yeah.
And what is empowering people is to share power. So there's something that you know how to do, but you have raised people to do it.
Yeah.
Now you give them the opportunity and encourage them and motivate them. And say, son, I believe in you. Go and do this.
Yeah.
And when they return, you say, well done. That is sharing power.
Like Jesus who descended the 72.
Yes, now go.
They
And
come
they
back
returned rejoicing. Oh, even the demons,
Demons were bowing.
were bowing to us.
Wow. And that is a very good point.
Right.
Them, they are seeing demons coming down, bowing.
Yes.
But Jesus saw the devil coming down like lightning.
Yes. So the perspective is different.
Wow. Praise the Lord. Hey,
The-
you there who is a leader listening, please know that it is your work. It is one of your roles to share power. Wacha kukufa na yote. And the power sio nusu mukate. Remember again, you cannot be a leader if you are not sharing power. Is somebody saying, I think it's a Chinese saying, that no matter how big the tree is, if it is one, it cannot be called a forest.
It is not.
So you'll be a big tree just alone.
Alone?
And I think when you share, you have many other small trees, what will happen is you have a forest.
And you're able to accomplish much
And
more.
you accomplish much more.
You need to be able to appreciate the talents and the gifts of the people that you lead. You don't have everything. Even as a very talented leader, you may not be gifted in every area. So you must be able to help other people use their gifts for the fulfillment of the vision of the organization.
You know, that makes me think about this book.
Yeah,
In this book, I've shared something here.
yeah.
And I say a leader must learn to delegate his weaknesses. Because it means you are not strong in that. You don't have that gift. Wacha kung'ang'ana. Don't use 80% of your time
Right.
looking for or energy trying to be what you are not.
Right.
Delegate that to whoever has the gifting, and you work on where you are strong.
That is true.
And of course, if you have never read this book, Leadership Pitfalls, Mistakes Every Leader Must Avoid, please make sure that you look for this book. You can get it on Amazon. You can actually come in, call numbers on the screen. I hope we have a number on the screen. If not, we'll give it later after this.
Yeah. So number 5 is to encourage the heart.
Encourage the heart.
That is one important role of leadership.
Wow.
How do you encourage the people? Because you know you are going on a journey.
Yeah.
Sometimes the journey may be tiring. Sometimes they may not see where you have seen.
Wow.
So you must find a way of encouraging people towards the vision. And there's a way that leaders encourage the heart. One way is to recognize contributions of individuals who are excelling in the areas that that you have assigned to them. You must learn to appreciate them. Well done, you have done a good job. Sometimes even giving them rewards, celebrating small wins, so that people are encouraged to continue with the journey.
Wow.
Another way of encouraging the heart is to be celebrating values. When somebody lives or enforces a value, you should come and celebrate them. Say this if it's a church, for example, say this Sunday, we want to celebrate those who won 10 souls and above within the week. What are you doing? You are enforcing that value.
Wow.
And you are encouraging the people who won souls the other week to continue winning souls. So that is encouraging the heart. That is part of leadership.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very powerful. I am sure your question, Wambo, I'm sure your question is now answered. I don't know. Mary Mwangi says, empower leaders. Jesse says, see Nusumukate leadership or management. Sorry, is Nusumukate leadership or management?
I don't know what.
Sasa Kilimana tulipoguza mkate tu watu waliamuka. Kuna Wakenya. Jesse wherever he is. I hope Jesse is not holding a stone. No throwing stones. No throwing stones. Maandamano hapana hapa. Lakini nataka kujua.
Yeah.
Nusu mkate, is it leadership or is it management? I think you put it in a way that sharing the power, I mean, in leadership is not just like in political.
No, politics is different. What we have in politics are politicians playing political games.
Yeah.
And it's in their bloodline to do politics.
Yeah.
So politics actually is not a good representation of leadership, of leadership and its operations and workings. But
do you have something you want to say about 5 about leadership? How many about management?
Management, let me just mention what management deals with, because we said management is about efficiency. Management deals with planning.
Planning.
What is it planning? The leader must have given the way. So they plan on how to reach the end. That is part of management. Management deals with organizing. They organize resources, they organize the people. Once the people have bought into the leader, they know there's somewhere we are going. So it's part of management to just organize them. Say, you team, you are going to do this, this team is going to do this team is going to do this. That is organizing. Number 3 is directing. You see, that's where we are going.
Yeah.
We need to know which direction. The leader's already shown us the direction. So management also knows which direction we are going. So they must always be directing people to go where the vision is taking us.
Yes.
Number 4 is staffing. Staffing. Okay, we have functions to do as we go towards that vision, as we focus on the purpose for the organization and the pursuit of vision. There are several things we need to do. We must have staff to do these things. So that is part of management. That is number 5.
Number 4. Number 5 now. I think control.
Number 5. The next one is control. They should be able to find balance, controlling. Control is just to make sure that we are aligned.
Yeah.
We are always aligned to the vision. That's work of management.
Yes.
So, and then lastly, budgeting. We need resources to be able to do the things that we do. That is part of management, to ensure that we have budget. Budget is a financial plan. We know this is how, these are the resources we need, and where are we going to get them?
Wow.
And then how do we expend them? So that is part of management.
Now, I know we have done quite some time.
Yeah.
But I think it's good that I ask a few questions.
Right.
Now that, we cannot bury our hands and assume things are okay.
Yes.
Mackenzie. Mackenzie.
Mackenzie.
Is it Paul Mackenzie in Zenge or something?
Mackenzie.
Yes. We are this sand thing of a cult.
Right.
Where this, it's alleged that it ruined people into this cult.
Yes.
And people have been dying there,
Yeah.
going straight to heaven.
Right.
Is it the leadership? He has shown the people where they are going?
You see, leadership is broad. And what?
Yeah, I just want to look at this kind of a thing
Yeah.
where, somebody can give people the wrong direction.
Right. And
Wrong destination.
actually, what we should have said from the beginning, leadership is influence. Hitler was a leader,
Yeah.
and he influenced Nazi Germany to kill Jews. That was leadership,
Yeah.
but applied wrongly.
Yeah.
What he lacked was morality, but he was a leader.
Wow.
So leadership is about influence. I want us to, this is where we are going. And he was able to influence a whole lot of people to hate Jews. That was leadership.
Now let's analyze this thing.
Yeah.
Eh? Just, even before we come to the closure.
Yeah.
When you hear this, first we need to condemn this with the strongest one possible.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like you want to dissociate yourself from, that one pastor. But again, it's not a new thing. It has been there. The other day I saw in the TV, they said it was there in America. It was there in America twice.
I think
but
Haiti.
And then here in Uganda in the year 2000, remember, the people who burned themselves in church because they confessed their sins and they wanted to go direct to heaven before they sinned, and they burned themselves in the church. It was a bad thing. And of course, I know people who are hearing this, they are seeing it like a new thing.
Yeah.
Cults and the occults have been there. And again, I was listening to our MPs talking about the legislation, and I think, like we say, morality, even religion, very hard to register.
Very difficult.
Very.
Because you don't know from what are the boundaries.
And you are seeing people, you can only tell this is an organization because people are together.
Right.
Now we are in the era of digital.
Right.
I can actually write to people and tell them, I'll be just making one call in the midnight, and when you hear that call, just be on your garros.
Right.
When you receive a call, kick the stool and go. Now, we cannot register that. Well, the MP have to talk, we are also talking,
Right.
but the truth of the matter is, it is a sensitive thing.
Very
But we can help as leaders in church.
Yes.
What do you think we need to do as leaders? Here we are, the situation is here with us, and we have to tell people something. We have to give hope to families. We have to encourage those who are feeling like, mambo ya church, wachana nayo.
Firstly, let me commiserate with the people who have lost dear ones, their relatives, their sons, their daughters, their mothers. It's a painful thing to lose loved ones,
Yeah.
especially in this manner that they have lost their lives. Secondly, I want to say that personally, I disassociate myself with that kind of leadership. Yeah, because leadership should take people to a better future,
Yes.
not a bad one. Having said that, Apostle, allow me to say this, that however depressing this matter is, sometimes I think people overreact when it comes to the church.
Yes.
Have we ever encountered fake policemen or fake policemen who have robbed people, who have even killed. The other time we had a fake policeman who had led a battalion to Baragoi, and so many were killed. Did we say disband the police or defund the police?
No.
Why is it that when it comes to the church, that people are so, and the people who talk are not even church people? One, we should be able to analyze these things critically. This voice that we are hearing attacking the church, were these same voices raised, for example, when a politician is found doing things that are against the Constitution? Do we say we disband politicians, or what do we do with them? Usually, when it comes to the Church of Jesus Christ, there is so much hatred against the church.
You know what I think we need to do?
Yeah.
Let's take some water.
Yeah.
We take a short break.
Right.
And then we'll be back after this.
Yes.
So we will end the show just briefly.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back
Right.
after this and they talk about this issue, because I believe we have more to say and I don't want us to mix it. So just a short break.
Right.
We'll be back in a moment.
Gospel Celebration Church Kayole, under the leadership of Apostle Patrick Morethi, invites you to a pastors and leaders empowerment summit that will be happening on the 1st of May, the year 2023, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Charges are 1,000 shillings only per person, payable through the pay bill 882276 and account number as Summit. To register, you can find the link on our social media platform, that is Facebook at GCC Kayole, TikTok and Instagram at GCC_Kayole. Remember, a leader who doesn't spend time with those that he leads will lose his